like to be able to come here together from other parts of the world for free and share this and record it. This, you know, this technology, we've been waiting for this for a long time. I actually was with a teacher who created this at least 10 years ago, and me and him had two video boxes. I was the Love Prophet and he was Jimmy, and then you had places for three more below, and then you had like all your links to all the people you know below that. So out of the hundreds of, or whoever you had down there, you choose three and they'd be the people in the screen with you, and then that would be broadcast out to the world. And there was a chat box right in the middle, and this was on top of a database that could organize anything. It was that you could take two pieces of information and connect them without being a database programmer. On the screen, you could drag and drop any two informational entities in a database. And
wow.
My teacher Jim Townsend had developed this, and then he could just jerry rig anything in tech, and he found I think in somewhere in Europe this video player and rigged it up so this would work. But it was basically a TV show with a chat room with people you could bring in ahead of anything else on the planet. And we had this.
That's incredible.
We had this for about 6 months, and you know, we had people like Steve, some guy in I think in Denmark, who never left us. You know, and he just sat in his room and watched us. And then we had people all over the world, you know, coming in, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot.
That's incredible.
And it's still possible now. This could be it, the same thing, right? I mean, it's now we all have this chance, which we should, right? So I think the possibility of like knowledge being spread through web TV, just through this, is massive. And and what I've been working on is, you know, a methodology of like seeing, you know, like turning words into what they are, symbols, and giving them a physical representation, and then taking what's inside your mind or an organizing map that uses to run businesses and putting it in cards so you can all have it in front of you and now talk in a physical way about physical things with a physical card, because health synergy is, you know, I just randomly pulled that, and it's could be one of the most important things on the planet. But then how do we talk about it in such a way where we're, you know, focusing on what has to be talked about? And there's, you know, maybe we got to do some connecting first. Anyway, I'm just going to the beginning of sharing these tools, which are like ways to structure information flow between people on the web and, you know, in normal conversations, but to give a structure that is not, you know, there for war, to give a structure that's there for peace, to give a way to turn humanity into a, you know, we're turning some big communication hive, right? Like, frick, you know, my lifetime, we went from, you know, boom, 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 Charlie Brown parents to, you know, ascension type technologies connecting people on the phone. Anyway, that's my intro.
Cool. Yeah, that's really fun. That's really on point too, as far as looking at the evolution of technology and communication. And I kind of wonder, maybe it kind of happens in patterns, you know, if you can go back 20, 30, 40,000 years, or back to the Egyptians even. It's, you know, we seem to think that we're like in the future and that we're really advanced and all these phones and the internet and that we're like super in the future. But when you compare it to ancient civilizations, seems like we got less advanced and not more advanced. So it's kind of interesting. But I do agree. That platform you were talking about sounds incredible. And I'm actually working on building a few different things on a similar level, as far as multi-layered interactivity and collaboration and business administration. And one thing that's come up for me is realizing that a lot of it just has to do with messaging and creating a platform for people to be able to message. And then another layer that's coming up is the idea of having mentors and mediators, because people don't seem to have the basic principles of communicate. There you go. Yeah, so I really like what you're building as far as a methodology, and because the thing is, like, we could continue to tweak technology for eons, but if we don't embed it with soul and purpose and ethics and meaning and all of that, then it's all just a bunch of, electricity and metal. So um I think it always comes back to like storytelling and poetry and music and then ritual and fellowship. And then I also think that another important aspects that's come up for me in like building technology platforms the past like 10 years, and I'll talk about a couple of the ones I did for reference, but a big thing is using the internet to basically manage your offline life. So using online to manage offline, and then also transcendental experience. So creating experiences that help us to transcend beyond the identification of the self and what is the body, and our physical defined experience, and being able to break through all of those. And if you use all of the elements, whoa, look at that.
I hear you now.
Doubled. Oh my god,
I'm
it
here.
worked.
Hello.
Whoa, this is
Thank you.
amazing.
Sorry, and thank you.
Wow, I can't believe this is happening. Wow, this is like, wow. Purple notebook and a purple wall. Wow, that's amazing. Wow.
Thank you.
Well, you didn't miss
I've got you
anything.
on two screens now, so I'm feeling like I'm in like some kind of security chamber. You're on my laptop, and hi Elijah, you're on my phone as well. So I think I'm going to maybe
Keep
turn
both.
these off. Keep both?
Keep both. It's great.
Okay.
And it also, it's like the divine feminine came in double at once with a. And I have just been thinking that, this is a sort of like the masculine is silencing the feminine, and within 10 seconds you turned on. But you've got another Sasha below you, so we can wait. That's like your shadow side, maybe.
Okay. All right. We can go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screens. I can do that. I can do 8 screens.
Okay, get 9 up.
Get 9. I've got my phone. My office phone has a monitor on it. If I can get a picture on there, that would be number 9. I have my brain training screen. Then that would be number 10. I have another laptop.
We just need to take this from 5 to 9. I want to show you, because the 9, the math of the 9 is very important. So to have 3 3s on the screen is huge.
Oh, really? Oh, that sounds very exciting. So shall I just ponder on that for a little bit and listen to you guys and just see where you're at and take notes whilst I ponder?
Yeah, and I think once, let's say Paul's finished with what he's doing, we're both getting a bit of a summing up of a little bit of what we're about. And then you come in, and then you sort of, why did you bring us together? What do you see as the connection? And bring in your part.
Oh, I'm happy to do so. I was planning on staying rather quiet. No. Darn it.
Okay, Paul, so you want to finish?
Yeah, sure. So, wait, check 1 2. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, hear you really
I think this is my mic right here. So. Okay, great. Yes. So now that we are all together, I'd like to thank the lady of the house, Sasha, for bringing us together, and I'm going to try to make this as awkward as possible and as uncomfortable as possible. And so,
are you in a sauna? Where are you? You look like you're sitting in a sauna box. You said uncomfortable. I'm like, why is you guys wearing on?
No, it's just the fancy walls over here.
Okay. Okay. This is what I'd ask. Kind of hot. Sorry.
So, speaking of, how do we capture the beauty of what is here? So,
Yeah.
I think I could do this really easily for all of us. So, this, as far as Elijah, first I saw your drawings that she shared with me, and I was like, wow, this is incredible. Infographics using visual communication, which is sort of a little bit superior to just talking in words per se. I have a lot of experience with visual communication. Started off for me in 8 years of pre-medical school. And then LA 2006, I got into filmmaking and graphic design. And I've been making all sorts of maps on multiple different levels for multiple different reasons. Um, and so, yeah, so I think imagery, visual communication, infographics is extremely important. And then so that's one layer that we should go into. Another layer is Sasha and I met, and she's very focused on helping to evolve humans and their capacity for health, mental health, physical health, spiritual awakening, things like that, and combining science and spirituality. So like I would say what's really coming together here is sort of like a council per se. I've had great experience from Vancouver. I moved to LA 2000 or so, and so some of the coolest people I've met are from Canada. Um, uh, my friend Robindra, he's from Canada. He's like a brilliant yoga. He created a festival called It's Time to Bloom. And then my other friend has a consulting firm in Vancouver, and so that's great that you guys are from that area of the world. It's a lot of really high consciousness there. So basically, let me see if I could turn my camera around here. Yeah, so I'm working with a friend from LA right now, and his name's Nandi, and he created the Declaration of Consciousness. So this is an example of an infographic that I have made. I made this actually like 2 years ago. And what I did with this infographic is I combined his 9 principles of consciousness with the 15 global challenges that were created by the United Nations, the future address they made. Here says the Millennium Project. So once again, this is proving the same exact concept, which is that visual communication is far superior to just writing words in sort of like a book format. Yeah. So now, in addition to that, there not only is visual communication powerful, but there's another layer, which is interactive, real-time interactive data, real time. So the possibilities are massive, and I could spend like literally 4 hours, if not 4 days, walking through like so many different ways of technology that I've been exposed to, that is being built, and things that I'm working on. And but I'll share one more thing, and then I'll pass the mic. So this is my friend Jeremy Mitchell. He created Gravity Network. So we power mission-driven companies with digital technology. He's based in San Diego, and he's just a really incredible dude. And guess where he's from? Canada. So so they do a little bit of everything. It's quite extensive, from cryptocurrency to technology development. They build full platforms for, you know, multiple different capacities. These are like little tiny live demos that you can like sort of click through, check them out. And he has this this whole, oh, that's Jeremy right there. He's from.
You know, you can go to the bottom of the page and there's a share screen.
Oh, really? Well, I'm on my phone. I guess. Oh,
okay. I get you.
I should switch. I'll switch to my laptop after this. Okay, and so one more thing is Skylabs. So his company, Gravity Network, actually created Skylabs. So this is an example of like some, you know, the type of stuff that he could do. So the reason I'm bringing this up is you know, is we're talking about, you know, infographics, and, you know, we're looking at this thing, but I wanted to evolve our conversation forward to building out fully interactive technology platforms that are also social networks and alternatives to all the other crappy social networks, and building out full platforms that allow for real-time data management and data interactivity, user interactivity, and really achieving like Web 3.0 per se. So that being said, you know, I'm curious to hear Elijah, as far as like what you're aware of. You were mentioning the other platform you're aware of, and like here's the last thing I want to say before I hand it off to you is we don't necessarily have to have everything figured out, mastered, you know. So we could just create the framework as you've already wonderfully begun to create, if not accomplished visually at the least. And if you and us stand as the visionaries of the framework, we could easily hand, you know, these types of frameworks to companies like Gravity Network, Skylabs, and, you know, they don't really have that type of level of sophistication. So I wanted to plant that seed, you know, that we don't have to figure it all out. We just have to figure out our piece of the puzzle, and then the other 99% of the job is developing relationships with you know, the rest of the world. And so I think Sasha's been developing lots of relationships. I've been developing lots of relationships. And so now they're like kind of bringing three parts of the triangle together, you know, like the elders and youth, technology, and so on. So anyways, all is there for now. I was a little intro. Whoever wants to go next, you could just keep it in the background if you want, or not.
The last 2 minutes was all distorted. If you care to end that again, maybe just go back a couple minutes. And
Okay. Maybe if I switch to my laptop, we'll get a better situation.
Okay. Maybe I'll stop here and then I'll start recording again.